A jury's in Manchester. Delightful.
We're joined with Sam Wills, and I've been to like 4 of your shows. 9 is Tapeface, and this feels weird that you're talking.
I have a mouth.
Yeah.
We were wondering if you were going to mime this whole interview and we were going to
that would be way
subtitle
too
it.
awkward. I could just sit here with tape and just stare at you
Yeah.
for as long as you need.
Now, bro, you have had a massive year.
It's been pretty big.
Yeah, a huge year. So talk us through, first of all, America's Got Talent.
Yeah, so that was that came about because, well, it was just a convenient thing to go on that show. I was really interested in going to America. I wanted to start doing shows over there. It's like when I came over to this country, when I moved from New Zealand to the UK, I had to start all over again. So I was going into comedy clubs and open mic nights and getting seen on the circuit and that sort of thing. And it took me 5 or 6 years until I eventually went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and then blew that apart and then started touring. So I've got myself a very good career in this country now. So for me to go to America, which is even bigger as a comedy beast, it was going to take about 7 or 8 years for me to restart again. So I would just have to go over there and go to the comedy clubs and do the whatnot and start from the bottom up and work my way through the ranks. And I just don't have time for that. So I decided to a show like America's Got Talent, it is a platform for exposure. And so I thought if I go on that show, I could be seen quickly and then I can start touring and straight away into it.
Now, did you notice it blow up after your first appearance on?
Oh yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was the most surreal environment for me because being I'm from New Zealand, I live in the UK. I also do a lot of entertaining for the troops over here. So occasionally I will fly out to where the troops are, out doing whatnot. So I was in Oman at the time when the first video went out in America. So all of a sudden this online thing blows up. I'm in Oman, a New Zealander, watching America's Got Talent. It's like there's so many odd factors going on. It's like I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it absolutely went crazy.
Like, because looking on Got Talent's YouTube page, you're in the top 3.
Yeah.
Most
with
viewed
45
videos.
million hits on a video.
Pretty silly. Yeah, it's tough. It's sad. I'm still waiting at some point somebody's going to go, hang on a second, they're just gloves. Just waiting for that.
Here's the thing, you have perfectly mastered your technique and your craft.
I'm doing nothing. Yes.
It's wonderful and it is simple theatre and it's a beautiful thing because
Thank
you
you.
can travel around the world with that.
Yeah, well, the joy is that it is an international show. Like when I was in New Zealand and the idea for doing the Boy with Tapered Nose, it came about because I won the Billy T. James Award. That was in 2005. So when I was doing my normal stand-up comedy and shock comedy and prop comedy in New Zealand, and after winning the Billy T. James, everyone sort of assumed I was just going to keep doing more of the same shows.
And you wanted to change it
I
up.
always want to change it. I always want to go, don't expect me to do what you think I'm going to do. So I always try and sideline people a wee bit and go for something completely different. So a silent character was born. So yeah, the Boy with Tapered Nose came out of that.
Where, talk us through some of the countries that you've been to around the world.
Oh, okay. We've been, some of the fun ones, did South Korea. That was a joy. So I went there and did a few shows. Singapore, been through most of Europe at the moment. Yeah, we're doing some more stuff going into Germany next year. Maybe doing some stuff in Russia. Where else? Australia. That's like the first port of call, really. That's my first international experience. Go to Australia. Okay.
Because the thing with your show is that you have a lot of weird props, and you travel all around the world. Customs must be.
I went to Dubai last year as well, and I got stopped there, and my suitcase was taken out. I had a set of handcuffs that I used for a wedding routine, and they were the thing that got taken off me. It was pretty good. And occasionally at customs, I just try and get straight to the point. So one time I stopped at customs, and the woman was like, "Do you have anything in your suitcase?" And it's like, "Yes, I have 2 horses' heads and a toilet seat." And they were just like, "Move along, off you go. Don't worry about it, leave it to it."
Seen it all before.
And then occasionally when they do open it up and look through it, oh, and even better is when I open up my luggage when I get somewhere and there's that little bit of paper saying, "Your luggage has been inspected by blah, blah, blah." It's like, I always wonder what they are thinking when they just go, "What is going on in this suitcase?" Because it looks wrong.
Well, you've got your suitcase here because you've got a show tonight, so I'm thinking, can we have a look?
This is my life. So this is where this is how I tour. So when I'm touring, I do shows that can be up to 40 minutes long, and I just turn up with my bits and bobs and set it up. So this is how I run my life.